Welcome everyone. Today we will be discussing some of the basics of APA 7th edition, focusing on the student title page, the heading levels in the body of a text page, in-text citations, and references. There are two types of title pages, the professional title page and the student title page. Since you are a student, you will be using the student title page. There is a visual example of the student submission title page found on page 32 in the APA 7th edition manual. As you can see here to the left of your screen, there is an example of a student title page. This is a visual representation of what is included and where it is included on the student title page. Some things to make note of is that the student title page has no running heads in the new APA 7th edition. Only the page number is included in the heading. The page number is to be changed to 12-point font Times New Roman and located in the upper right-hand corner of the page. Numbering the pages already begins on the title page. When looking at the student title page, we see that the title of the paper is centered and bolded. You will use the exact same title as what is written on the title page. Make note that there is a double drop between the title. The next line is the author's name, which is typed in 12-point font Times New Roman. The rest of the information is double-spaced between lines. Below the author's name is the department that the student is in or affiliation. Because the title for the OSOT department is quite long, you have the option to drop the university to another line. Continuing on, the line below the department affiliation includes the course number and the title of the course. When looking at the next line down, the instructor's name is to be typed. For example, Dr. Gila Spira, and not Professor Spira. Please make sure to use first and last names of your instructor. The final line of the title page is the date that the assignment is due. The due date is written with numbers only. It is not written first, second, third, fifth, and after the date. For example, if the due date is September 3rd, 2022, you would write this September 3, 2022. You don't have to write September 3 RD. The next topic that we will be covering is heading levels. More information on heading levels can be found on page 62 of the APA 7th edition manual and also inside the front cover of your APA manual. This presentation will primarily be focusing on heading levels 1 through 3, but there are 5 levels of headings in APA 7. Keep in mind that headings can only be used consecutively, and they are to be double-spaced like the rest of the paper. Level 1 headings are to be centered, in bold, and title case with the text beginning on a new indented line. Level 2 headings, they are flush left, bold, title case with the text beginning on a new indented line. Level 3 headings are flush left, bold, italicized, and title case with the text beginning on a new indented line. To review, title case means that each letter of the heading is capitalized, except for insignificant words, such as and, is, the, on, and so forth. To look closer, the level 1 heading is the title that you used in the title page. Level 2 headings are the rubric or topic headings of your assignment. Level 3 headings are the subtopics of the topics listed. There must be at least 2 subtopics in a section in order to be used. This slide also reiterates the format and styling of each of the headings. The next topic that we will be covering is citations. More information on citations can be found on page 260 in the APA 7th edition manual. There are 2 types of citations, Narrative and parenthetical. Narrative citations are used when the author's name is written in the text itself. This type of citation is written as the author's last name in the text, with the year of publication written in parentheses. An example is included which shows the correct way to use a narrative citation. For a parenthetical citation, the author is not mentioned in the text, only the information. To write a parenthetical citation, the author's last name and the publication date are written in parentheses. There is an example included on how to properly cite a parenthetical citation. This slide will review how to use narrative citations when there are 1, 2, or 3 or more authors. For one author, write the author's last name only. In this case, the author's name is Wong, with the publication date in parentheses. For 2 authors, write 2 authors' last names with the written use of the word "and" in between, followed by the year. In this case, it is Wong and Cao, with the publication date in parentheses. When there are 3 or more authors, put the first author's last name followed by et al., and then put the publication date in parentheses. Note the use of a period after the words et al. This slide will be looking at parenthetical citations when there is 1, 2, 3, or more authors. For an article that only has one author, put the author's last name, a comma, and then the publication date, all in parentheses. For the example on this PowerPoint, it would be parentheses, Torres, comma, 2020, parentheses. For an article that has 2 authors, you would put the first and second author's last names using the ampersand symbol for the word "and," comma, followed by the publication date, all in parentheses. For example, it would be parenthesis, Torres, ampersand, Gonzalez, comma, 2021, parenthesis. When you have 3 or more authors, you put the first author's last name, followed by et al., period, comma, publication date, followed in parentheses. Our example for 3 or more authors would be parenthesis, Torres, et al., period, comma, publication date 2022, which is what is seen, parenthesis. The next topic that will be covered are references. More information on references can be found on pages 317, 321, and 351 in the APA 7th edition manual. The first reference that we will be looking at is a book reference. You will begin a book reference by writing the author's last name and first initial. If there is more than one author, they are combined with the use of the ampersand symbol. The author's last names are followed by a period. The publication year is written next in parentheses, followed with a period. The title of the book is italicized with only the first letter of the first word capitalized, followed by a period. Then include the edition number in parentheses if it is applicable. Note that edition is written as ed, period. Following the parentheses is also a period. The name of the publisher followed by a period is the final item included in a book reference. Please note that the book title is the only thing italicized in a book reference. For a peer-reviewed journal article, begin with the author or authors of the article's last name and first initial. Similar to how authors are written in a book reference, if there are 2 authors, they are combined using the ampersand symbol. The authors' names are followed by a period. The date of publication is written in parentheses next, followed by another period. The next piece of information given is the article title. The first letter is capitalized. As well, the first letter after a colon is also capitalized. After the title, the journal article is written in italics. It is important to note that the journal article is italicized and not the article title. The title of the journal is followed by a period, and then the volume, issue, and pages. Note that while the volume is italicized, the issue right next to it is not italicized. Write the issue in parentheses as shown in the example. The page numbers are next and then followed by a period. Note that only the numbers of the pages are written. There is no use of the word page, pages, PP, PG, or other variations. It is just the page numbers. The last piece of information at the end is the DOI. The DOI must include the link. The DOI does not include HTTPS in front of the DOI. It is just the link to the article. As a guide, links in APA 7 are intended to be clicked on and opened to the site referenced. An online reference begins with the author's last name and first initial. If there is not an author listed, use the title of the site. The authors or title of the site is followed by a period and the year of publication in parentheses, followed by another period. Then write the title of the document. Make note that for an online source, the title of the document is italicized. Finish with another period and then the URL. It is important to note that the online references no longer use the phrase retrieved from or the date it was accessed in the reference. Therefore, when importing existing references, such as references from databases that have not changed to the new 2020 onward APA 7th format, you may need to change the reference to appropriate APA 7th edition. We will now cover reference list tips that are important to know and remember. To reiterate, online sources no longer include the words retrieved from in the new APA 7th edition. References are listed in alphabetical order by the author's last name. The entire reference list is to be double-spaced with a hanging indent. This PowerPoint presentation on APA 7th edition will now end with the reference page of APA citations. We hope that you found this resource to be beneficial, and good luck in your future educational endeavors, and have a good day.